Looks like it's gonna rain. I hear the thunder. Hi, beautiful folks. How you all doing today? Hope you're having an awesome Sunday. Um, Outside is overcast. Seems as if we're gonna have some rain, more rain. We had some heavy rain yesterday. I'm thankful for the rain because the plants were so thirsty. The plants were so thirsty. So I am glad for the rain. We had some heavy rain yesterday. Anyway, folks, hope you're having an awesome Sunday. And whatever you're doing, or while you're doing whatever you're doing, please listen along with me. Alright, so the name of our book is Flowers in the Attic, and it's written by Virginia Andrews and narrated by Karen. So we're just gonna get into our book, and I'm so excited about what's happening in the story that that thing to go in the other book. What's this? Oh. I have this habit in me always folding up things and putting in books. I don't know where I get that habit from. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a weird habit. Anyway, so we're still at chapter 17 and we're just going to continue. Let me go first. So we were reading where we were left off the last time when we were saying that they're planning on running away. So Chris suggested to tie some sheets together, let themselves out through the window. So that's where we had to read, so we're just picking up from where we left off. So we're still at chapter 17. Let me go first. You're a stranger, I said weakly. No, I want to be down there to catch in case anyone comes down too fast and your arms don't have the strength mine do. I'll brace the rope about a chimney to all the weight. Hold on, folks. I'll brace the rope about a chimney so all the weight won't be on you and Kathy. This is really an emergency. So, folks, let me read it back again. My apologies. Let me go first. You're a stranger, I said weakly. No, I want to be down there to catch in case anyone comes down too fast, and your arms don't have the strength mine do. I'll brace the rope about a chimney so all the weight won't be on you. And Kathy, this is really an emergency. God, I wouldn't believe what he expected me to do next. With horror, I stared at the 4 dead mice in our traps. We've got to eat these mice to gain some strength, he said to me grimly. Oh my goodness. Yuck. And what we have to do, we can do. Raw meat? Raw mice? No, I whispered, revolted by the sight of those tiny, stiff, and dead things. I don't know if I was in a situation where there's no food and the only option was to eat mice. Boy, I don't know. I'd have to think about that, really think about that hard. I don't even have to think about it. I just was not going there. Maybe in that case I'm going to probably stop. But eating dead mice. But sometimes you're in some situations you have to, as they say, you have to do. Anyway. He grew forceful, angry, telling me I could do anything that was necessary to keep the twins alive and myself alive. Look, Kathy, I'll eat my 2 first, after I've run downstairs for salt and pepper, and I need that coat hanger to tighten up the knots. And I need that coat hanger to tighten up the knots leverage. You know my hands. They're not working too good now. Of course they weren't. We were all so weak we could barely move. I think I should. He shot me a quick, appraising glance. Really, with salt and pepper, I think the mice might be tasty. Tasty. He sliced off the heads, then skinned and gutted them next. I watched him slice small bellies. I watched him slice open the small bellies and withdraw long, slimy intestines, little tiny hearts and other miniature inwards. I could have vomited if there had been anything in my stomach. And he didn't run for the salt and pepper or the coat hanger. He only walked, and slowly at that, telling me in this way, he wasn't too eager to partake of raw mice either. Oh my goodness, gosh, folks, I'm so sorry for these children. While he was gone, my eyes stayed glued to the skinned mice that were to be our next meal. I closed my eyes and tried to will myself into taking the first bite. I was hungry, but not hungry enough to enjoy the prospect. Oh my goodness. I thought then of the twins who sagged in the corner with their eyes closed, holding each other, their foreheads pressed together. And I thought they must have embraced like that when they were inside Mommy's womb, waiting to be born, so they could be put away behind a locked door and starved. Our poor little buttercups who once had known a father and mother who loved them well. Yet, there was a hope the mice would give Chris and me enough strength and we could take them safely to the ground, and some kind neighbor who was at home would give them food. Give us all food if we lived through the next hour. My goodness. I heard the slow returning steps of Chris. He hesitated in the door frame, half smiling, his blue eyes meeting with mine and shining. In both of his hands he carried the huge picnic basket we knew so well. It was so filled with food, the wooden lids that folded backwards couldn't lie flat. Oh, so that means that the grandmother finally bought food for them. Let's read on. He lifted out 2 thermos jugs, one with vegetable soup, the other with cold milk, and I felt so numb, confused, hopeful. Had Mommy come back and sent this up to us? Then why hadn't she called for us to come down? Or why didn't she come looking for us? Chris took Carrie and I took Corey on my laps and we spooned soup into their mouths. They accepted the soup as they had accepted his blood, as just another event in their extraordinary lives. We fed them bits of sandwich. We fed them bits of sandwich. We ate most sparingly, as Chris cautioned, lest we threw it up. I wanted to stuff the food into Corey's mouth so I could get around to ramming food into my own ravenous stomach. He ate so darn slow. 1,000 questions ran through my brain. Why today? Why bring food today and not yesterday or the day before? What was her reasoning? When finally I could eat, I was too apathetic to enjoy. When finally I could eat, I was too apathetic to be overjoyed and too suspicious to be relieved. Chris, after slowly eating some soup and half of a sandwich, unwrapped a foil package. 4 powdered sugar donuts were disclosed. We, who were never given sweets, were given a dessert from the grandmother. I wonder what her motive is. Listen. Listen on, folks. For the first time, so we two were given desserts for the first time. Was this her way of asking our forgiveness? We took it that way. Whatever her purpose, during our week of near starvation, something peculiar happened between Chris and me because it became enhanced that day when I sat in the hot tub of concealing bubble bath and he toiled so valiantly to rid my hair of the tar before that horrible day. We'd been only brother and sister, play acting the roles of parents to the twins. Now our relationship had changed. We weren't play acting anymore. We were the genuine parents of Carrie and Corey. They were our responsibility, our obligation, and we committed ourselves to them totally and to each other. It was obviously drawn now. Our mother didn't care anymore what happened to us, so the mother hasn't been to see them either. Chris didn't need to speak and say how he felt to recognize her indifference. His bleak eyes told me. His listless movements said more. He'd kept her picture near his bed, and now he put that away. He'd always believed in her more than I. So naturally he was hurt the most. And if he ached more than I was aching, then he was in agony. Tenderly he took my hand, indicating that now we could go back to the bedroom. Tenderly he took my hand, indicating that now we could go back to the bedroom. Down the stairs we drifted as pale, sleepy ghosts in subnormal states of shock, all of us feeling sick and weak, especially the twins. I doubted they weighed 30 pounds each. I could see how they looked and how Chris looked, but I couldn't see myself. I glanced towards a tall, wide mirror over the dresser, expecting to see a circus freak, short cropped hair on top, long, pale hair in back. And lo, when I looked, there was no mirror there. Oh my goodness, so the grandmother said, look like when they were up in the attic, the grandmother came inside. That grandmother looked like she behaved like a ghost. So when they were in the attic, it seemed that the grandmother came in and took away the mirror. Quickly, I ran to the bathroom to find the medicine cabinet mirror smashed. Oh my goodness, listen folks, listen this. Quickly, I ran to the bathroom to find the medicine cabinet mirror. Quickly, I ran to the bathroom to find the medicine cabinet mirror smashed. Back, I raced to the bedroom to lift the lid of the dressing table that Chris often used as a desk. And that mirror too was broken. Oh my goodness. What a wicked grandmother. We could gaze in shattered glass and see distorted reflections of ourselves. Yes, we could view our faces in faceted broken pieces as a plywood. One side of the nose riding up higher than the other. It wasn't pleasant viewing. Turning away from the dressing table, I put the basket of food down on the floor where it was coldest. Then I went to lie down. I didn't question the reason for the broken mirrors and the one taken away. I knew why she'd done what she did. Pride was sinful. And in her eyes, Chris and I were sinners of the worst kind. To punish us, the twins would suffer as well. But why she brought us food again, I couldn't guess. Other mornings came with baskets of food carried up to us. The grandmother refused to look our way. She kept her eyes averted and swiftly retreated out the door. I wore a turban made of a pink towel around my head, which revealed the front portion over my brow. But if she noticed, she didn't comment. We watched her come and go, not asking where mommy was or when she was coming back. Those those so easily punished learn their lessons well and don't speak unless spoken to first. Both Chris and I stared at her, filling our eyes with hostility, with anger and hate, hoping she'd turn and see how we felt. But she didn't meet a pair of our eyes. And then I would cry out and make her see, and make her look at the twins and see for herself how thin they were, how shadowed their large eyes were. But she didn't see. But she wouldn't see. Lying on the bed beside Carrie, I looked deep into myself and realized how I was making all of this worse than it ought to be. Now Chris, once a cheerful optimist, was turning into a gloomy imitation of me. I wanted him back, the way he used to be, smiling and bright, making the best out of the worst. He sat at the dressing table with the lid down, with open medical books before him, his shoulders sagging. He wasn't reading or making notes, just sitting there. Chris, I said, sitting up to brush my hair. In your opinion, what percentage of teenage girls in the world have gone to bed with clean, shining hair and awaken a tired baby? Swiveling around, he shot me a glance full of surprise that I would mention that horrible day. Well, he drawled. In my opinion, I suspect you might well be the one and only. Very unique. Oh, I don't know about that. Remember when they were putting down asphalt on our street? Mary Lou Baker and I turned over a huge tub of that stuff and we made little tar babies and put black beads we made little tar babies and put black beads in black houses. And the man in charge of the street repair gang came along and bawled us out. Yeah, he said, I remember you came home looking filthy and dirty, and you had a wad of tar in your mouth, chewing to make your teeth whiter. Gosh, Kathy, all you did was pull out a filling. One good thing about this room, we don't have to visit dentists twice a year. He gave me a funny look, and another nice thing is to have so much time. Well, complete our Monopoly tournament. We'll complete our Monopoly tournament. The champion player has to wash everyone's underwear in the bathtub. Boy, he was all for that. He hated bending over the tub, kneeling on the hard tile, doing his wash and chores. We set up the game and counted out the money and looked around for the twins. Both had disappeared. Oh my goodness, listen. Both had disappeared. Where was there to go but up in the attic? They'd never go there without us, and the bathroom was empty. Then we heard some small twittering noises behind the TV set. There they were, crouched in the corner in the back of the set, sitting and waiting for the tiny people inside to come out. We thought maybe mommy was in there, explained Corey. Oh, so they were hiding because they thought their mommy was in the TV. Bless their little hearts. It's amazing what children think. I think I'll go up the attic and dance, I said, getting up from the bed and moving towards the closet. Cafe, what about our tournament Monopoly game? Pausing, I half turned. Oh, you'd only win. Forget the tournament. You coward, he taunted now, the same as he used to do. Come on, let's play. He looked long and hard at the twins, who always acted as our bankers. And no cheating this time, he warned sternly. If I catch one of you slipping Kathy money when you think I'm not looking, then I'll eat every one of those 4 donuts myself. I'll be darned if he would. The donuts were the best parts of our meals and saved for the nighttime dessert. I threw myself down on the floor, crossed my legs, and busied my brain with clever ways in which I would get to buy the best property first, and the railroads, and the utilities, and I'd get my red houses up first, then the hotels. He'd see who was good at doing something better than him. But they're playing a game. For hours and hours we played, stopping only to eat meals or go to the bathroom. When the twins grew tired of playing bankers, we counted out the money ourselves, closely watching each other to see if any cheating was going on. And Chris kept landing up in jail and had to miss out on passing, go and collecting $200, and the community chest made him give. And he had to pay inheritance tax, and he still won. I've never played that game. I have it here. I need to, and I have the patience. I'm gonna have to learn when the patients are here, playing all these different games. Late in August, Chris came to me one night and whispered in my ear, "The twins are sound asleep and it's so hot in here. Wouldn't it be just great if we could go for a swim?" That means that them are going to go through the window and leave the twins sleeping. Let's read on. "Go away. Leave me alone. You know we can't go swimming." I was, of course, still sulky from always losing at Monopoly. Swimming, what an idiotic idea. Even if we could, I didn't want to do anything in which he excelled, like swimming, and just where are we going to swim, in the bathtub? "In the lake Mommy told us about. It's not far from here," he whispered. "We ought to practice reaching the ground with the rope we make." We ought to practice reaching the ground with the rope we made. Anyway, just in case there's a fire. We're stronger now. We can reach the ground easily and we won't be gone long. On and on he pleaded, as if his very existence depended on escaping this. Sorry, I know I'm making so much mistakes today. We're stronger now. We can reach the ground easily, and we won't be gone long. On and on he pleaded, as if his very existence depended on escaping this house just once, just to prove that we could. The twins might wake up and find us gone. We leave a note on the bathroom door telling them we're up in the attic. And besides, they never wake up until morning, not even to go to the bathroom. He argued and pleaded until I was won over. So they're going to steal away and go outside. I hope they don't get caught. He pleaded until I was won over. Up into the attic we went, and out onto the roof, where he fastened the sheet ladder securely to the chimney closet, to the back side of the house. There were 8 chimneys on the roof. Testing the nuts one by one, Chris gave me instructions. Use the large knots as a ladder rung. Keep your hands just above the higher knot. Go down slowly, feeling with your feet for the next knot, and be sure to keep the rope twisted between your legs so you can't slip and fall. Smiling with confidence, he held to the rope and inched his way to the very edge of the roof. We were going down to the ground for the first time, wow, in more than 2 years. Can you imagine that, folks? They've been locked up in that attic for more than 2 years. Wow. So that's the end of chapter 17. So when we come back, it will be chapter 18. And chapter 18 is A Taste of Heaven. That's the heading for chapter 18. So when we get back, folks, we're going to be reading on. We're nearly finished. So thank you, folks. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you. I forget I didn't do my introduction before I started. But you know that this is Karen Vibes, and it's reading for the mature audience. So we'll be back in short order. I'm not sure if we'll be back tomorrow, but more likely on Tuesday. We'll be back and we'll finish our reading from there. Hope you folks enjoyed it. And keep your comments coming. Let me hear from you. Let me hear from you. It's always nice to read the comments. And, thank you for taking the time just to listen. Really appreciate it, and I appreciate you. So thank you. So remember, as I usually say, remember to like, subscribe, and leave your comments. Subscribe. Remember to like, subscribe, and share, and leave your comments. I remember I'm making so much mistakes today. I guess because I didn't have my glasses with my reading as well. I left my glasses. I was in a hurry leaving out from home, and when I got down to the road, I remember that I left my glasses and I couldn't bother to turn back. So I just said, you know what? To just go ahead without it. So folks, enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening, and I'll catch you again. So take care, keep safe, and have a productive week ahead. Peace out.